Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. It's a big weekend. There are a lot of homecoming activities going on around the mid-state, and there are a lot of fun Halloween harvest things that are happening planned, and we can't wait to have you be a part of everything we do. And we are the show that has all the events. We just try to bring it all into one place. We've got a lot of things that are going to make you feel good. And first of all, I'm going to kick things off with a trunk or treat. We've got one coming up in Fairview, Tennessee, where we have Main Street Fairview, our newspaper. Bowie Nature Park is a wonderful place. That is Saturday, October 21st. So if you've got kids, you can take them for a nice, safe trunk or treat. Plus, they have a free movie at 6 o'clock. So that's a pretty cool thing. There's another one taking place in downtown Springfield on October 31st. That's a Tuesday night. Halloween's on Tuesday night this year. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. How about that? All day long, trick or treat on the square. And that's going to be in Springfield, Tennessee. Donaldson has a cornhole tournament coming up Saturday, October 28th, and it's going to be sponsored by 50 Forward. If you go to the Donaldson station 50 Forward, they've got their cornhole tournament taking place, and you can find out all about it. It's hosted by Grumpy Old Baggers and Cornhole Club at Donaldson Station. I did that story just so I can say that. It's a free entry for first 16 teams. And if you want to be a part of that, you give them a call. It's over at 50 Forward, and I love it. Chick-fil-A and Busy Bee, Vitality Dental, and Caring is they're all part of the sponsors. Oh, and we just talked last week about Ashland City, I think, that got the city app. Now Portland has a city app as well. If you are a part of our Portland Sun family and you're there in Portland, make sure that you download your free city app. We've got an app for Main Street Media Television, and you can get our app, and it's for free too. And we have all sorts of shows, and we keep you posted on all things Middle Tennessee. We are hyper local all around the mid-state. If you've got something to tell me about that you're going to be doing, well, reach out, devinoday@gmail.com, the easiest way to find me. Coming up, we've got a beautiful story about the KIND, K-I-N-D, the KIND campaign in Wilson County. Bart Barker has that story next from Wilson County Schools.
Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. At Mid-South Exteriors, our custom sunrooms bring the sunshine in without all the heat and the bugs. And they keep you warm all winter while you enjoy the outdoors all year round. They add real value because we build them like your house to match your house. Or let us save you energy by replacing your windows and old siding. And because we have no retail overhead, we come to you and sell direct to you for less. Call us at 833-8003 or visit us at MidSouthExteriors.com.
This morning, Wilson County government launched a kindness campaign at our district's central office.
You think about the atmosphere that we live in.
The ultimate goal is to see kindness spread even further throughout our communities and beyond.
I'm just going to briefly talk a little bit about what this campaign is all about.
This kindness campaign isn't backed by only adults. In fact, one of the biggest supporters of this campaign is an 11-year-old girl who attends Southside. Her name is Lexi Potter. She's a young entrepreneur, and she means business when it comes to kindness.
You never know what somebody's going through, and you could have just made their whole day with one, either it being a bracelet or even a smile in someone's direction. It could be anything that would make them feel like they're loved and appreciated and wanted and stuff.
Lexi has a hobby that she hopes turns into a symbol of continued kindness, and it starts with these bracelets. All those bracelets out there, did you make? Did your mom help you? Just whatever.
Well, most of them I made basically all of them, and she made she did make 4 or 5.
But all the others.
Yeah.
She's the brains behind her pop-up stand called Kindness Clays by Lexi. Now sure, she gets a little help from mom and dad, but largely it's her handiwork that is helping to take today's kindness campaign launch to the ultimate levels.
She is so inspiring, and you know, when we found out about what she did making those bracelets, and I had the chance to talk to her and her mother both, her mother said, I said, how did Lexi start? And she said, she does this kind of thing all the time. She's always doing things to give to people, and she said, that's kind of her love language.
Yeah.
And I thought, isn't that perfect? That's her love language.
She and Wilson County Mayor Randall Hutto have actually become friends over the past few years. He knows all about her bracelet production skills, and he even wears them. What did that mean for the mayor of Wilson County to sport one of your bracelets? That's pretty cool.
That was really cool. Because I didn't know. Like, I just gave it to him because we went to the fair together, and but then I didn't know he was going to love it so much. But then, like, I realized that people like it a lot. So then I was just like, oh, okay. So then I wanted to do, like, more with it, like the Wilson County thing. I was really excited when he told me I was going to get to come here.
So when Mayor Hutto's administrative assistant Susan Shaw, along with reps from our district's Family Resource Center, really started putting the kindness campaign wheels in motion, it seemed only fitting to include Lexi into the launch plan. She flawlessly delivered her speech to the crowd today.
Money, and then I thought, well, I'm not allowed to use the oven, and I know my mom doesn't know how to use it either. So that's out of the question.
As it was said today, there's never enough kindness to go around. And when it comes to social media, well, that's a place that many times needs a fire hose of kindness to put out the flames on those comment threads. But if we all chipped in, just imagine how many smiles we could produce for one another through simple acts of kindness. Well, Lexi actually has a figure for that.
If everybody in Wilson County makes one act of kindness a week, we will produce over 7.5 million smiles a year.
What? That's a lot of smiles. Did you do that math on your own?
Well, no, basically my dad did the math, but
But it checks out. It
checks
out. Great. That's awesome. So let's hop on board, Wilson County. Let's spread that kindness to our borders and beyond. It's something we can all do. So, why wait?
When I get older, I want to remember myself as a person who made a bunch of people realize what kindness is and stuff. That's what I want. Either this thing, the kindness campaign, I want it to impact a bunch of people's lives, and I want them to and then I want them to start doing it so then it'll spread.
I'm Bart Barker with Wilson County Schools.
Thank you, Bart. I love that story. You can follow his beautiful stories at Wilson County Schools on YouTube. We use that story courtesy of them, and they're just fantastic what he does and what he brings out. And I want to challenge everybody, wherever we have a Main Street newspaper, Rutherford County, Williamson County, Cheatham County, Robertson County, and Sumner County. I think that's all right. Did I say Cheatham? Anyway, and Dixon County, and Montgomery County. We got newspapers everywhere. And so wherever we are, I want to challenge you to start your own kindness campaign. And let me know what you're doing for kindness. We want to make sure that we share those stories in our papers and here on Main Street Today. Well, speaking of Main Street Today, we're going to check in with our resident sports guru, the host of Coach's Night Out, Mr. Tommy Bryan. A big to-do coming up at Cumberland University right after this.
And he scores!
Hi everybody, I'm Tommy Bryan, sports editor of the Wilson Post. Here's a little something you might want to know about, you might find interesting. Last Saturday, at Noakes Lassiter Field, Cumberland University brought back the 2008 football team. That team won the Mid-South Conference Western Division Championship. They defeated Lambeth University, a team that was ranked 11th in the country. They beat them, knocked Lambeth out of the championship. Cumberland won that championship. There were about 35 former players and their families that came back to Cumberland's now Noakes Lassiter Field to be recognized at halftime of their game with Campbellsville. And it was a great time. Coach Dwayne Alexander, who was the head coach of that team, is now the head coach at Tennessee Tech. And they worked it around an open date in Tech's schedule so Coach Alexander could be there. And they had a big meal together. They all visited. It was a really great time to reminisce with all those guys. That leads up to homecoming, which is going to be this Saturday at Noakes Lassiter Field. They have all kinds of activities planned. They've got a concert on schedule on campus on Thursday night. The football game itself is going to be against the University of the Cumberlands. It's going to be at 1:30 at Noakes Lassiter Field on Lebanon's, what I call the historic east side of Lebanon. 1:30 kickoff. The homecoming queen and king will be crowned at halftime. Ought to be a great day for small college football. If you've got a chance, come by and take a look at that one. For Main Street TV, I'm Tommy Bryan.
At Chapels, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapels, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapels locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
Dr. Joe McClure is an interesting man, to say the least. He spent his entire career as a medical doctor, practicing some privately, and for many years as the company doctor for DuPont. For many years, he and his wife Annetta made maple syrup on his farm in Humphreys County. He even wrote a song for his friend Loretta Lynn. McClure's Living Together Alone is a duet recorded by Lynn and Conway Twitty. Now Dr. McClure can add selecting a new peach variety to his list of accomplishments.
I really wasn't trying to develop anything or discover anything or select anything, I guess.
It might not have been his intention, but Dr. McClure's love for growing peaches, paired with his careful observations, gave birth to a brand new peach variety.
I've always been interested, I guess, in growing plants. I used to try to fool with cross-pollinating our native azaleas and had some success at that, but never did try to market any of it. I've always been interested in trying to grow fruit.
That interest began Dr. McClure's journey, first by planting several types of peach trees. The contender tree proved to be McClure's favorite. From there, he began experimenting, cross-pollinating the contender with other peach trees. 20 years later, with guidance from Dr. David Lockwood with the University of Tennessee and some help from Dr. Kasinja Gasik from Clemson University, Dr. McClure had a new type of peach.
We didn't have a name for the peach, so my granddaughter was here one day and we were down looking at peaches, and she said, well, why don't you just call it Sweet Joe? And I said, okay, that sounds good. And so that's what we named it. The lady at Clemson had grown the peach. You have to grow it for about 3 or 4 years to know what you've got. The first year it had peaches, they pulled them all off trying to grow the tree. They were able to grow 2 trees at Clemson. And she called me one time and said, you know, they thought the peach deserved to be out to the public. It had had enough good qualities. She said it was the sweetest, earliest ripening yellow peach that they knew of.
Sweet Joe appears to be hardy. When most peach growers lost their peach crop to the deep freeze last December, Dr. McClure's Sweet Joe made it.
It apparently has some disease resistance. We don't see any bacterial spots, or at least I've had Dr. Lockwood, we've looked at it. It ripens early enough that you don't have the brown rot that you do have in some of the later ripening peaches.
Dr. McClure is very observant, and he spends a lot of time looking at things, and he's looked at it under 20 plus years of weather conditions, and what he's seen is going to help us a lot. Not a lot of fruit goes through the type of scrutiny that this variety has. It's really nice to have a peach that really fits into what we need in terms of chilling hours, late blooming, disease resistance, as well as being a very high quality peach. And this one I think has a real place in our market because Contender, which is a parent of Sweet Joe, is a little bit later. So, and it's always been kind of the standard, the gold standard peach. This one looks to be its equal or maybe even a little bit better, but what it's going to do is expand our high quality peach market window.
Cumberland Valley Nursery's owner Philip Pelham has helped grow Sweet Joe's as Dr. McClure selected the new variety. And Pelham will have Sweet Joe seeds in his upcoming fall catalog.
I've just told Philip you can take it and run with it. Trying to go through a process of patenting something like that. I don't know anything about it. And so we decided not to do it, just give it to the public. So I think it'll be available. I hope it's everything I say. I hate for it to, I don't want to mislead it in any way. To me, it's a good tasting peach. Is it the best peach out there? I don't know. But it does have some really good qualities.
Good qualities McClure hopes folks can enjoy for years to come.
Isn't that something? He's not going to patent it. He just wants to put it out there for the public. The Sweet Joe Peach. And when you see a sign somewhere and it says Sweet Joe Peach, you get to say that came from Tennessee. And we're so excited. I love those stories. I love them. Thank you to Farm Bureau. They are the sponsor of our Ag Center here in Wilson County, and they are a big part of the Tennessee State Fair, and they give us some really great stories. Farm Bureau. Hey, we are in the last month of the 3 months of tax-free groceries. So if you're going to do any canning or preserving for the winter or get all of your staples for the winter or fill in your pantry, now is the time to do it because the last day is October 31st.
Governor Lee announcing 3 months of grocery tax savings.
3-month-long sales tax holiday on groceries.
3 months of grocery tax savings.
Governor Bill Lee says this months-long sales tax holiday will help hardworking Tennessee families.
That's the single largest tax cut in Tennessee history.
Tennessee Works Tax Act.
Tennessee Works Tax Act.
The Tennessee Works Tax Act.
We'll see you at the grocery store.
When a public servant has done a beautiful job, their retirements, their celebrations of retirement are incredibly important.
With a career spanning over 3 decades, Assistant Chief Tim Swan retires from the Murfreesboro Fire Department after 33 years of service. Swan followed in his father's footsteps and joined MFRD when he was 25.
After seeing my dad in the fire service and the shift work and the camaraderie, and I'd been working for a bread company, being a bread salesman for a while, and that just, it was okay, but it just wasn't, it didn't drive me. And when he finally, when he retired in '88 and he asked me in '90 when they had a big hire if I'd like a job there, I said, sure.
Swan, a Murfreesboro native, fulfilled his desire to make a positive impact on his hometown and says some of his proudest moments were helping other firefighters fulfill their goals and further their careers.
I'm proud of helping the other employees try to further their careers, and especially in the position I'm in now, helping the battalion chiefs. You know, I've got several new battalion chiefs here lately, and trying to guide them and help them in their career so they can progress on up. As when I was a captain, I tried to help the other people as drivers and firefighters, and just try to use my knowledge and give it to others.
Murfreesboro Fire Chief Mark McCluskey was hired by Tim Swan's father, who was the fire chief at the time. McCluskey has worked with Swan his entire career and praised him for his exceptional leadership and work ethic.
Me and Swan trained together coming up to our careers. We worked together on the same shift. We were promoted together as battalion chiefs. We served as battalion chiefs together for several years. When I made chief, there was only one person that I wanted as my assistant chief over suppressions. That was Tim Swan. He brings so much to our department. He has since day one.
During his retirement ceremony, Swan expressed gratitude to his colleagues, friends, and family for their support throughout his career.
I appreciate the support over the years, the knowledge and information I got from the ones that have left prior to me, and I wish everybody well.
The Murfreesboro Fire Department and the community extend their thanks to Assistant Chief Tim Swan for his 33 years of service and wish him a well-deserved and fulfilling retirement.
Do you want to serve your community by being the critical link for help and the hub for emergency services? We are currently hiring an entry level to become a 911 professional on a great team in a growing city that empowers you to make a difference. Murfreesboro Emergency Communications, through teamwork and dedication with integrity, aids the emergency service providers in protecting life and property. Applicants must be at least 18 years of age, have a high school diploma or GED equivalent, and have the ability to work different assigned shifts and different days off that are subject to change based on staffing needs. Benefits include a 4-day work week, starting pay at $21.89 an hour, multiple training and professional development opportunities, potential for upward mobility into other positions with increased pay, and more. To apply for the Emergency Communications Specialist 1 position, visit www.murfreesborotn.gov/jobs. Grow with Murfreesboro Emergency Communications and be a part of our team.
The town of Ashland City Farmers and Artisans Market provides a community connection to those residents who have lived here a while and to those who have just moved here.
I'm Mayor Rick Bell. The City of Lebanon is conducting a special census this year. During the federal 2020 census, our count was 38,431 residents. We believe we were undercounted and have added more people. This means we were not getting our fair share of the state of Tennessee taxes. Will you help us to get counted by the city this year? Can we count you in? You can definitely count me in.
Everyone can be counted,
no matter what citizenship,
whether you own your home or rent it,
any age, young or old,
no matter where you live inside the city limits.
Will you help us to get counted by the city this year?
Can we count you in?
Count me in. Count me in.
Count me in.
Cuenta conmigo.
Count me in.
Count me in.
Count me in.
Cuenta conmigo.
Count me in.
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 Count us in.
Hey, Rocky Lee here, guys. Hey, once again, it ain't rained in 3 months. We try to do something out here constructive, and it starts raining last week. So please be patient with me and my guys. We're going to get it done this week. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I think it's 4th, 5th, and 6th right here at Mundy Park. We're going to be back. We're going to be sealing these parking lots and striping them. So please be patient. If you're a pickleballer, tennis player, you're not going to be able to use it this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But I'm just asking for patience, guys. And pray it doesn't rain, and we'll be back. We'll have you a beautiful park first of next week, I promise. Thank you.
Here in Middle Tennessee, when people say fruit tea, they think of Franklin Fruit Tea. Hi, I'm Jamel Franklin, and I'm the co-owner and the tea artisan of Franklin Fruit Tea.
Hi, my name is Myleka Franklin, and I am the operations manager here at Franklin's Fruit Tea.
When I came up here to play football at Middle Tennessee State University, that's when I was introduced to fruit tea. Never heard of fruit tea before.
And he loved it so much and wanted to have as much as he wanted. He started to make it himself so he could afford to have it.
So I was making it in my college dorm, and that's how I came up with the Flavor Liquor Gold.
Just everyone we knew wanted us to provide this fruit tea, and so we thought, well, we might be onto something. And we decided to go ahead and start selling our fruit tea.
The rest is history.
So being in Kroger and partnering with Kroger has been world changing for us, for our family, for our small business, and for our community. We have people come up to us all the time, like expressing their own personal joy about seeing our products on Kroger shelves and how much it helps them to be inspired to grow their business because they see how far we've come. And seeing companies like Kroger pour into small businesses like ours, and especially being a Black-owned business, it's encouraging, it's inspiring. And so it goes beyond just our business and our family.
Well, we get a lot of customers that say, we love your tea. A lot of people say, is that the tea in Kroger? So that's how we get approached now. It takes a while to make, because it's handcrafted. It's an artisan tea, so it's a lot of love and a lot of work into each bottle.
The future of Franklin's Fruit Tea with Kroger's would be to be a national brand where we can go from, just being in some select stores and regions to hopefully being a household name in all households across the country. That's where we want to go. Thank you, Kroger, for making sure our customers don't go thirsty.
I just love that story so much. Franklin Fruit Tea, a PickTN product. If you want to make sure that when you go to the grocery store that you are getting some local homegrown products like that guy, can you imagine you fall in love with something? I always say that's when, you find your passion. You go in and you go, man, I really like this fruit tea. I'm going to learn how to make it. He's an artisan fruit tea maker, fruit crafter. And I love that story. And maybe there's something that you are passionate about. And I hope that you will take and turn your passion into something that maybe is a profit for you one day. Franklin Fruit Tea, PickTN.org is where you can find all sorts of, there's a whole list of Tennessee products. And I bet you didn't know a lot of them are made right here close to home. Well, speaking of close to home, how about Green Door Gourmet? A word for your fresh turkeys? Are they that much better? Oh, indeed they are. You might not know the farmer, but Sylvia Gagnier can tell you.
People have been asking about farm fresh turkeys. And if you don't know a farmer, do you know a farmer that they can pre-order through?
I do. For the last many seasons, probably 12 of our 15 years, we have worked with the Jolly Barnyard. And Sam and Mary Ann and their wonderful family, they do chicken, but they also do turkeys. And they do heritage breed birds that are all 100% pasture raised with just a little bit of certified non-GMO feed. And they do a great job. And if you want to pre-order a turkey from them, you just go right online, jollybarnyard.com, and order your turkey from Sam and Mary Ann. And then you can pick it up right here at Green Door Gourmet. So you don't have to go an hour out of town to get your turkey. It arrives here at Green Door.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you, Sylvia. You can watch Sylvia and me on Devin's Table on Sundays on social media and on Mondays on the Main Street Media television app, which is free. MainStreetMediaTV.com for all of our programming needs. They'll tell you how to find us, and I hope that you will. Be safe, be kind, and remember you are loved, and have a great weekend, everybody.
We are home, we are family, we are things to do and place to see.